Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. First, thanks for watching my previous videos. I really appreciate it. Today I've put the RB10 off to the side and we're going to have a look at my Traxxas Raptor R. I got this in August, about a month or so after it first came out, and it's actually my go-to race rig. And today we're going to go over some of the things that I've changed from its stock form in order to make it a little bit more competitive in the short course truck class that I race in at our local track. So first off, apologies, it's a little bit dirty, and you will come to see as we go throughout the truck, it is a little bit beat up. It is a race car. It's gone through a few accidents, so to speak. It's not a shelf queen by any stretch, but it's my go-to for the short course class. So first of all, Traxxas Raptor R. It's essentially a slash with an extended wheelbase, so the chassis is virtually identical to the slash, albeit a little bit longer. And it comes from the factory with all of the heavy-duty pieces in the steering and suspension components. You can probably already see that I've made a few changes here. First thing being the GTR shocks. Really nice upgrade. It's got the thicker pistons as well. And I've gone with the Traxxas blue stripe springs. Originally I went with the black stripes, seen here, and I found that they were just a little bit too soft for my liking, not only for driving outside while I'm doing my test runs, a little bit too much body lean and nose diving and braking. I also needed a lot of preload on the shocks to get the ride height that I was looking for. But then when I took it off-road, it was just bottoming it out way too much, even with some preload set. So I moved up from the black stripes to the blue stripes, and they are perfect in my opinion for the style of driving that I do, and also the way that our track is configured at our local club. A lot of guys go with the VG racing springs. They are quite a bit stiffer and require less preload to get the ride height, but at least in the footage that I've seen, it often comes at the expense of a pretty bouncy ride. In my opinion, these blue stripes are just perfect. What I've also done is I've gone with the Traxxas sway bar kit for the slash. There has been some discussion online about the fitment of the sway bar kit and how it interferes with the shock / body mount tower. They do touch, but only at full droop. So when the car is sitting, level on the ground, carrying its own weight, the sway bars are not touching the uprights, and they seem to work very well in reducing that body roll. So something that I really like. So the 3S XL3S system, very well known for overheating problems. So obviously I've added the fan and heat sink to the motor, as well as the speed control. I found in particular this fan on the ESC is a little bit weak. I'm already starting to get a little bit of sound coming from them. So I plan on upgrading that to the ProTech fan next time I'm at the local hobby shop. You'll also would have noticed some different wheels here. So these are the stock wheels that come on the truck. Great for bashing, great for off-road, not so much for racing. So on the other side, just for illustrative purposes, I've mounted my race wheels. So these are Proline Whole Shot 2.0s in the soft compound, so the green dot on J Concept rims. I love these tires. They're awesome for our local track, the surface. Really grippy. It makes this vehicle really fun to drive. And then finally, the last thing I've done to it is a ProTech 130 high torque servo. I've got the 100SS in my RB10, my associated. I was originally going to go with the associated one, the 100SS in my Raptor, but the hobby shop guy recommended against it. Recommended going with something a little bit stronger. So this is the 130 high torque. It's just as snappy as the 100SS. Far better over stock as far as snappiness and steering. So really nice. My overall impressions of the Raptor R in a short course class, I find that it's a lot more stable with the longer wheelbase. It's a lot easier to carry power and throttle through the corners. The tail likes to swing out, but it's a lot smoother and more progressive rather than the shorter wheelbase, your typical slashes and SC10s, for example. They seem to be a little bit more twitchy and snappy in the corners. Maybe that's a good thing depending on your driving style, but I really like carrying quite a bit of speed and sliding through the corners, and the longer wheelbase really helps with that. and I also get a lot of compliments at the track with it seems to glide over the bumps a little bit better and holds a lot more stability in the bumps. I am also running the Bluetooth enabled link system with this truck, so obviously I'm able to go onto the app and do all of my adjustments for, you know, steering, dual rates, steering limits, steering and throttle sensitivity, my braking sensitivity, all that kind of stuff. I really like that link. Some guys are running higher end radios like a FlySky Noble or something similar. But for me, you know, the Traxxas transmitter using the Link app, it's adequate for my level of experience. It's got all the adjustability that I need. So that's something that I really like experimenting with and, you know, fine tuning the car or truck to make it work better at the track. So overall, I would highly recommend this if you guys are looking to race the Raptor. You know, don't be averse to its extra size, maybe its additional weight. I race both a 2S or a 3S battery, depending on what the other cars are running, more so out of courtesy. If they're all running 2S, I'll run a 2S battery as well. But this thing's a blast on 3S, and sometimes I'll race it with other trucks running 3S. And the size and the kind of extra wheelbase is no disadvantage in my opinion. It's a really, really fun truck to drive on the track. So there you have it, my race-trimmed Raptor R. It's pretty snowy out in Canada right now, so probably won't see a track in a while, at least an outdoor one. But always look forward to driving this. Again, if you have any more questions or comments, please leave a comment. And looking forward to making the next video. We'll talk to you guys soon.